Welcome back to another Zero DTE video, and today Ernie's going to be talking about the profitable edge of the Zero DTE butterfly, so make sure you stay tuned. If you're interested in becoming a pro trader, check out the link in the description where you can find Ernie's course. Enjoy, guys.
Now, as I said, there are two versions of this trade. One is the single out-of-the-money butterfly, and that's represented by the dark purple or blue. So here's the market, and then we'll either have it above the market or below the market, but you'll see most of these have been above the market because I feel like we're still in an uptrend. We may not be anymore. I mean, we have been going consistently down, so I might have to change that, but still, the long call fly has worked just fine. And then the other type of trade is what we call the Batman. That's where we put one above the market and below the market, and those are the purple ones. So you can see that they're both above and below the market. I'm also showing you the width that we've been trading, and most of the flies here have been either 15 or 20 wide. That's per side. You'll also see that there are some that are in red, and they're 50 wide. That's another type of trade that we're experimenting with, and that's also a long, and this one's not out of the money. This one would be very similar to the Jim Olsen type iron fly, but we don't use an iron fly, we use a regular call fly, and make it 50 wide at the market. And I'm not going to continue with this trade. I mean, even though I've been successful on all 5 trades, the amount of risk that you take is really outsized, and while I've been fortunate to make money each time, the risk is just way too much. I mean, all it takes is just one bad market day and you wipe out all your profits. However, I have done fairly well over that period, so I'm going to have to look at that and decide. I have a variation of the Jim Olsen fly that we do. It's kind of a variation or an aggregate between that and a Tasty Trade similar strategy that they call the duration fly. However, I was never able to add the duration trade, and so for that reason I think that it's just not my cup of tea. And this is just an experimental trade that we've put on. The rest of these trades have been Batmans, so you can see that every once in a while price doesn't always get right inside the butterfly, and you may be wondering, well, how do you make profit? How do you make profit if it's not getting inside the fly? Because it doesn't have to get inside the fly. The profit curve, when you first open these trades, extends well beyond the wings of the fly. And so we look at that profit as our primary target, and that is outside of the fly, and that's where we make most of our profit. But a good portion of our profits are outside of the profit tent of the flies. Now, every once in a while, it does get inside the fly, and you can make significant profit. You can see that it doesn't happen too often. When you get inside the fly and you get a pin trade, it only happens about 5% of the time. The vast majority of the time, you're going to be right on the edges of the fly or outside of the fly. Now, that might not sound too appealing to you until you start seeing the return, as I showed you. And you would look at this and you think, well, if it's not getting in the fly, how do I make money? I make it by getting in and out of those trades in a reasonable amount of time and taking the profit that's handed to me. And then I manage those profits, and every once in a while it gets inside the fly, and that's when you make huge profits. Now, most people, when they first start the strategy, they want to get inside the profit tent of the butterfly every single time, and they just have to realize that that's not the game. Those trades will develop when they do, but they're rare, and when they do, you should be there to take them.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button below. If there's any questions that you might have for Coach Ernie, make sure you leave them in the comment section. Thanks, guys.